Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. Welcome to this video where I'm going to be touching on a topic that isn't the most glamorous. It's not the most exciting, but it's a topic that is very important when running a business or a recruitment agency. So it's the topic of business insurance and what you're going to need. How much is it going to cost? I'm going to touch on and hopefully show you everything and tell you everything you're going to need to answer hopefully all your questions. So what I want to touch on is, depending on what style of agency you're going to be starting and running, the insurance you're going to need, essential insurance you're going to need, I'm just going to cover in this topic. So if you are running a permanent recruitment agency, legally speaking, all you are doing is providing an introduction. You are very service based. You are just passing on a CV. In terms of you needing insurance, there is no legal insurance you're going to need for this. So you're not going to have employee liability insurance because you are not an employee. If you hire someone, you would need insurance for that. So you would need, if you had a consultant working for you, you would need employee liability insurance. If they are self-employed and commission only, you will not need insurance for that. Also, you would not need public liability insurance unless you are meeting people. So if I touch on the free insurances I'm going to be needing, indemnity insurance will protect you against any legal issues, any costs, any theft. I've got a clause in mine that actually protects me £10,000 worth of terrorism damage. So if I sustain a terrorism attack, my insurance will cover me up to £10,000. So indemnity insurance will cover you against a lot of costs associated with it if you get sued or anything like that. Yeah. Employee liability insurance is what you must legally have. If you hire someone, you legally must have that. So if you are running that, public liability, you do not legally need, but it's very good practice to have that. So when you need public liability, you will be meeting candidates, or if you go out and you meet clients, you need public liability insurance. If you are driving on the road, you will need obviously car insurance relating to that as well, and public liability will cover you within that as well as car insurance. So touching on, if you're running a perm agency, legally speaking, you do not need any insurance. It's good practice to have public, good practice to have all of these pretty much, unless you've got an employee, but you would need to I would recommend getting indemnity insurance at some point. However, if you're running a temp agency, this is the part where you're going to need insurance. Legally speaking, these candidates that you're sending to work will be your employee. You will need public liability as well because they're going out into the public, and other members of staff are regarded as public that aren't working for you at the same place. So you will need both of these. The total amount you have to be insured for with these would be, if you're looking at recruiting for the NHS, councils, government contracts, or large organizations, they ask you to have a cover amount, so an amount that it covers you up to. And believe it or not, all of these will pretty much, I've not come across a business where they've said to me, you need more cover. So indemnity insurance covers me, my policy covers me up to £5 million. Yeah. So if I get sued for 2 million, it will cover me, provided I fall into the category. Employee liability. So if, God forbid, and someone's working for you and they get injured or very sick, or they die, or they lose an eye, it covers you up to £10 million, my policy. Also public, if they injure somebody else at work, or they run someone over or whatever, if they're doing a driving job, you're going to need that public liability insurance. Covers me up to £10 million. So all in all, my cost of my whole policy costs £1,400 per year. Now that would be pretty much what you need. Now, in order to find a insurance, what I would recommend, if you're looking for, try and find a specialist recruitment agency insurance. I would go to a broker because they understand exactly what you're going to need. So if you say, look, I've got a recruitment agency, we've got temp staff, etc., they will say to you, look, you need this much cover and it needs to cover you that. Please go by the recommended I gave you. You won't have any issues. You don't want to buy a policy, suddenly someone comes back to you with a nice contract and they say, have you got your insurance? You say, yeah, it covers me up to 200,000, and then they say, well, sorry, we need it to cover up to 10 mil. You've got to go and buy more insurance. It gets delayed, contract might fall through. So you just want to get everything there. So if you are budgeting, you can pay 6 months. I believe some insurance will let you pay monthly as well. So if you want to get the ball rolling, you can cancel that if it, things go all pear-shaped. So I hope that video helped. I mean, there's nothing really too much in depth. I'm not a qualified insurance broker or anything like that. I do have a legal background, so I know about the legality around insurance and what you're going to, legally speaking, need. And also from a business perspective, running an agency, this is what you're going to need. And it's good practice to have all of these regardless if you are running. But a perm agency is literally, you're just a sort of middleman, giving off a CV, organising an interview. Nobody has a business relationship or a contractual obligation to be employed by you or you employing someone else. So you won't need employee liability insurance. You won't need public liability insurance because you're not responsible for that person. It would be good practice to have it. Also, indemnity insurance I would recommend getting just in case. You never know what's going to happen. So I would recommend getting public indemnity. Also, if you just want to go into temporary later on, buy it now, have it all sorted, budget accordingly with that. And you'll definitely make your money back if you are running a temp agency. It's the highest demand depending on what sector you're in. So I hope this video helped. I would like to say any questions I might not be able to answer, but if you've got any questions, please let me know. Take care.